I'm John Stapleton, Senior National Artist from MAC Cosmetics, and welcome to the 9th Annual She Rocks Awards Red Carpet, brought to you in part by Monster Energy Drinks. We are here in our living rooms, and Lzzy Hale is in her studio.
Yeah. Thank you so much, John, for having me.
We are so lucky to have you. Congratulations on your She Rocks Award.
Oh, thank you so much. It was such a neat thing. It's already been a year ago since all of that. Well, back it's another lifetime ago now, right? But what an amazing feeling just to be really just surrounded by all of these women that are just all walks of life, but we all had this common thread, and that was very much you could feel that in the air that night. So.
Yeah, I think so. And that was just, I mean, you've been to the awards, and is there anyone that like you really admire that you would either love to nominate or to be able to present an award to? Who are some of your heroes?
Well, honestly, I'm getting to tick one of those off my bucket list this year, and that's with Nancy Wilson from Heart. The Wilson sisters. So, technically I grew up in the 90s, but I was always obsessed with 80s and 70s hard rock and metal. So I remember Heart being the very first female fronted rock band that I really absorbed. I actually understood that this was a thing that was going on. And I remember that light bulb going off, being like, wow, girls can do that too, and I'm already a girl, so I already got that going for me. So so all I got to do is rock. It made the dream a little less impossible. So so I owe a lot to those women.
And can you just tell me why you think it's important that there are awards ceremonies like the She Rocks Awards?
I think it's so important to have these award shows and these ceremonies. And She Rocks has absolutely been heading up the forefront on the corner, especially just with the opportunities for women. And for me, it's important because it gives all of the young kids and whether it means young as in actually young or just green in the business, it gives all of us hope. It gives you something to work toward. It when you're familiar with some of these artists and when you see them being honored and it validates you as in your own kind, and especially with the She Rocks Award, within our own gender, all of us have similar stories. All of us have been in situations that a lot of our counterparts have not, and we have amazing allies. And then also, I think that in the reverse, it's good for these women to be honored and in themselves have that validation from their peers, from the people surrounding them that are like, no, we know how hard it is. We know what it takes to get into it, to create something and then put it out in the world. And then, it could either be amazing or a disaster, but having that bravery. And so honoring, these women this year and these peers and these idols of mine, I'm so honored to be able to host it and do that this year because, we're all in this together, and we got to stand up for each other.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the red carpet for the She Rocks Awards. And I'm here with Nancy Wilson, one of our recipients this evening. Hello. Congratulations.
Well, thanks so much. I'm happy to be here.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, you look absolutely stunning. This is a very red carpet question. What are you wearing? You look amazing.
I'm wearing a Versace today.
I love it.
Yeah, I wore a lot of Versace all through the last tour as well, and I'm a fan. I'm just a big fan. It suits you.
The color's gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, everyone is usually wearing their pajamas in this.
Well, these are Versace pajamas, I guess.
Right. Terrific. You have to be comfortable. Yeah. So quick questions, just what does it mean to receive an award like the She Rocks Awards?
Well, it means a lot to me as a woman in rock, of course, because it's, it's an affirmation for the women who have nowadays more than ever become brave and upfront enough, to put their own talents out for the world to see. And, you know, women used to say to me and to me and my sister, you gave me the courage to be able to try to pick up a guitar at all, you know. And now there's more girls picking up guitars than there are guys picking up guitars, technically. So I just really applaud it. I think it's important for the culture, and any culture is as good as its women are allowed to be. So, you know, and we've got a good culture here and a lot of cool women coming forward.
For you, who was an influence? Because, you know, I mean, you two as front women are pioneers, you know, in the music industry, but who are some influences for you?
Well, you know, for us, it was mainly the guy bands, you know, like Zeppelin and, you know, like the Laurel Canyon singer-songwriters like Neil Young and, you know, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and Joni Mitchell was a big influence female-wise, you know, but for rock and roll, there weren't any really to speak of. I mean, Janis Joplin was more rhythm and blues than rock, you know, and so and then Fleetwood Mac came around at about the same time as we came out, but they were definitely a soft rock kind of a band, softer rock. So we were just out there brazenly, you know, just brazenly dogged about being rock band. And when we first started, I mean, I was very little when I picked up a guitar. I was 8. So
Wow.
It was before I had any sort of gender specific idea that what I could or could not be accepted doing.
Yeah.
And being a military brat from the Marine Corps didn't hurt either. We were dogged, you know,
Sure.
about just getting out there and playing big guitars and becoming a band like the Beatles, you know. Let's be the Beatles, not try to marry the Beatles, you know, let's be them.
You're working on a solo project right now.
I sure am. I'm almost done with my first ever studio solo album. It's like, what took you so long? Well, I guess it might have taken a shutdown to get it done, but you know, otherwise I'd be on the road all the time. But yeah, it's coming out March or late February, and it's called You and Me. Yeah. And it's 8 original songs and a couple of covers. That's so amazing. It's, yeah, and I've got some really cool guest stars. Sammy Hagar's gonna sing with me, did sing with me. I got Taylor Hawkins from the Foos on a song, singing harmonies and some drums, and Duff McKagan is on there. And one of my previous band, Roadcase Royale, Liv Warfield also sings with me. So it's, you know, it's been really rewarding.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because it's turning out really good. I'm very excited.
Is the title based on like you and a guest? Is that where the title came from?
You and Me is a song where it's kind of a spiritual song where you're talking to your mom in gravity somewhere. Oh. Because, you know, it's like the things that she taught you and you can speak to her through your DNA, basically.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 9th annual She Rocks Awards. We are on the virtual red carpet with Margaret Cho.
Hi.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi.
Look at you. You look like a 10-year-old teenager in your room dreaming about winning an award.
I know, dreaming of the day that I would one day win. No, but this is great. I mean, this is great that we could have an award show. We could celebrate virtually. We could celebrate women in rock, and this is so. I mean, I have to be so grateful for it. I really am.
Why, Margaret? Why? I mean, look, I know you. Why is it important though that there's award shows like this that are specifically for women?
Because we're still not at a place of equality, you know, that we still have so far to go, even though we've gone far. We've come a long way, baby, but never long enough. You know, we won't get there until we're equal. And this sort of event is really important to remind us of that fight and that struggle. And, you know, we have to be here to celebrate each other I think to be successful as a woman, you have to be twice as talented to get half of the credit. If that, I mean, I don't even think that's the right proportions. I think it's much less even. I mean, we have to have so much more than guys do. And so I'm just glad that we have an area where we can celebrate each other and really be here for each other.
Yeah. Are you excited about any of your fellow recipients this year?
Well, the Go-Go's for sure. I mean, they are really they're the first rock show I ever went to. They're I'm sorry, I'm getting like choked up because I love them and I know them so well, and I just couldn't even imagine as a kid like thinking about being friends with them, which I am, all of them. And so I'm so elated that they're going to be celebrated here. I love the documentary. I love all of their music. And so, you know, they've been a big part of my life. And so it's very exciting to be a part of this whole thing with them. Nancy Wilson, I mean, of course, heart, you can't even, you know, you can't even start talking about women in rock without giving it to the Wilson sisters for being there. Like every time I put on a prairie dress, I do my Anne cosplay. I'm like real the Magic Man days kind of like. I'm very much like, I wish I could just have a hawk land on my arm. Like it's very, but Nancy's like, she rocks so hard. She's such an amazing player. As a guitar player myself, I'm always just really moved when I see her, and she's really the aspirational person, you know. So she's like the woman rocker. Her, Wendy Malvoin, these women guitarists like kill me, you know. Takaki King, like all of them are so important to the evolution of rock, and I think she's incredible.
Tell me about like making your own music and the fact that, you know, you took a real leap and you decided to like learn guitar.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I think it's important to diversify. I love like an old showbiz model of like a performer or entertainer that does it all, you know, because you would go and you would have like this long career in movies, and then you would go to Las Vegas and put on a big stage show, kind of like Debbie Reynolds or Ann Jillian, you know, somebody that was like a dancer, opened a dance school. I mean, I think that there's so much to be said for an all-around entertainer, which I really aspire to be. I mean, of course, there's definitely people who do it now. Somebody like Lady Gaga, of course. And so I'm definitely working towards that. I love music. I've been around music for my entire life. And so to be able to sing and play is really a wonderful addition to what I do as a comedian. So it's really, I love it. And I think that these women in rock, especially, I think the Go-Go's really had a lot to do with it, because seeing them as this band playing their own music, playing their own instruments, rocking out, and being like in front of the sea of teenage girls who really were like all embracing the dream of the 80s together. It's really stayed with me.
Hi, everyone. We're on the red carpet and we're meeting one of our honorees tonight. It's Amy Lee from Evanescence. Hi, Amy.
Hi, John. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here for this virtual red carpet, you know, in the middle of like doing everything from home.
I know, it's crazy.
Congratulations.
It's a nice break from that. It's nice to like pretend that life can move forward. I can't wait until we can do these things in person again.
Yes. I would imagine as a musician, touring is probably one of those things that.
Number one, besides seeing all my family that I haven't seen, being able to play music in the flesh with that crowd. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, we're real close.
I know. I think so.
Real close. I think so too.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about what it's like to, I mean, you know, you've received Grammys, you've got, I mean, your roster is impressive. Of course, there are other awards such as like Rock Goddess and all that. I mean, you know, but what does it mean to you when you receive an award from, you know, a group that is dedicated to women professionals?
That's really special. I can't count on a hand like how many awards I have like that. This is kind of standing out on its own. I think that's wonderful. What an incredible thing to do. There are so many incredible women to honor, but there's so many incredible women musicians to honor. And in our place, this being about rock, I don't think this could come at a better time. This is about using of our voice. I mean, I know I'm not trying to plug my song. It's funny because that's been this theme in this time for me, and it would have been whether or not it ended up coming out in a lyric, but it makes sense that it did. It's just become such a time for people to stand up and say, this is who I am, and I'm proud to be who I am, and I should be able to be who I am and be proud of that. Like we all should. I don't know how, I'm sure I'm not articulating that great, but we are here and we've been here and we're proud to be here. And I'm so proud to be standing beside so many other incredible women who I love. Lzzy, Hale, I mean, I know obviously she's hosting tonight, is one of my best, most favorite women. And I'm always proud to stand beside her. But apart from that, I mean, all the others, Nancy Wilson, so many more. It's a great honor. And it's about time we had like a little moment to celebrate something.
And you guys have been working on, a new recording that's going to be released, which is very exciting.
Yes, I know.
Bitter Truth, right? The Bitter
Yes.
Truth.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What is the bitter truth?
God,
It's been a bitter year, so tell us the bitter truth.
I know, every day I have a new thing that I'm like, that's the bitter truth. I right now, it's hard because it's a lot of things that aren't funny or smiley to say. But I think the fact that we're facing a lot of these realities is really healthy, and we have to. There has to be a moment for us to go, okay, we're broken. This is messed up, and it's not going to change if we just keep pretending like it isn't here. So facing these injustices with sexism and racism and so much more that are happening around the world. It's time, and the bitter truth is that we do have to go through these growing pains and face this in order to get to a better place. So as hard as it is and as scary as it has been at times, I'm looking forward to a better tomorrow for not just myself, but for my son and for the people coming after us. I'm very grateful to have made it this far, and this time more than anything has given us all a chance to look at what we have to be grateful for, and there's so much. So thank you, and I'm so grateful to stand among so many incredible, powerful women who have influenced our world in a positive way.
It's so great to see you, and we're really excited to have the Go-Go's being honored this year, which is amazing because you've had quite an amazing year, I would say.
Yes, between the documentary and this, and the reception for the documentary it's been really amazing that the Go-Go's are being recognized, with the She Rocks Awards and yeah, I mean it's been a pretty incredible year despite the world being on lockdown. It's been great.
Of course. What does it mean? Why is it important for, an award show that specifically calls out women in the industry?
Well, I mean, it's been known as an industry that's been run by men. And I think that generally, and things are changing for the better, that women have, it's been tougher for women to be recognized in the world of rock and roll and pop. And like I said in the documentary, we were going to succeed despite the fact that the industry was run by men, and we succeeded. So it is possible, things are changing, and it's great. I mean, girl power.
But can you believe we're still having this conversation? How many years later? You know, like 40 years later, that we're still having
No.
that same. Yeah.
No, I can't. But it's there's a lot of things changing now, and for the better, I believe. We know we're in a tumultuous period in time now, in a lot of different ways, and I think that having this conversation, yeah, but it is changing. So, and that's a good thing.
I know it happened quickly because it seemed to happen quickly, right? Like a blast.
Yes.
But
yes.
Many years later, do you even? I've listened. I know you. I've been around you, and I still don't believe that you all understand the impact that you've had.
No, it's weird because at the time we were just doing our making music and having a blast, and that was the most important thing, is to have fun, and it was really fun back then. And we just kind of we were so caught up in it, we didn't really think about what we were doing and what kind of impact. We didn't really consider ourselves feminists in like the strictest sense of the word. But we thought we can do anything we want. I mean, we want to be rock stars. And so we worked towards it. I think we were mini manifestors. I always like to call us that, because we were really, really focused on that, to want to have our music heard by everybody.
Just to see you guys work together is such a pleasure for me. And I just want to congratulate you on the award. So.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so, honestly, I don't think we've ever received an award before. I can't remember ever receiving an award so I mean, it's amazing, and it's really wonderful to be recognized and to have the work that we've done be recognized. It's wonderful.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the 9th annual She Rocks Awards red carpet. I'm here with the Go-Go's.
Woo!
How does it feel to be honored by the She Rocks Awards? So who would like to start? Who wants to answer? Charlotte, I'm looking right at you.
Okay. Well, it feels great. I mean, I think this is our first Icon Award, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. And it's just an honor, and it's cool, women honoring women, and we're all about that.
It's nice to be recognized,
And being even 1/5 of an icon is amazing.
Well said, Jane. Well said.
My arm is the icon part of the Go-Go's Icon Award.
Were there things, Kathy, that you learned about yourself, or that you learned about your bandmates that maybe you didn't know about until you saw the documentary and really lived through that?
Well, I think the main thing I learned was that no matter what we've been through, no matter the whatever hardships and obstacles and conflict that we've had, what I've learned is that, as overwhelming or as big as something like that can be in the moment, that the bond between us is stronger and it's more persevering. And I love what it's based on. It's based on sisterhood. It's based on growing up together. It's based on accomplishing something extraordinary together. And it's based on all of us growing as individuals and learning how to forgive and heal. And it's such a journey for any human being to do, and to get to do it with people that are kind of my family, and in many ways these are my sisters. So that's kind of what I learned from the documentary.
What do you notice, or what do you know about your bandmates, or maybe even something that you learned about yourself that is like, just new revelations, or how you think their superpowers connect with yours? And odd question, I know, but
yeah, thanks for giving me that one.
You're welcome. But you are on that superpowered red carpet there.
I I'm gonna go a different direction with the answer, and I think the superpower to the Go-Go's, and that is the absolute essence of our legacy and our achievements, is our songs. And everybody, whether they wrote the song or not, had a part in making the song amazing. And these songs have really been intact now for decades. And you can see teenagers responding to our songs, little children, people that were there when they first came out. And I think none of it would have been anything without our songs. And I think that's our superpower, is that we have a catalog of songs, of material that is just phenomenal. It sounds just as classic and good and relevant and fun and catchy and hooky and singable and danceable as it did when our songs came out. And I think that we could have been a bunch of guys, we could have been a bunch of, snakes, whatever we were, we would have been nothing without our material and our catalog, and the way everybody performed is what our superpower is.
Is there anything you want to expound on that, Charlotte, and say anything else about like what you learned about each other, or what you even learned about your own music?
Well, like Kathy already said everything about the music, and I agree with her. But I mean, everyone in this band is really, really strong. Like, we've all gone through things together, and we've all gone through really intense stuff apart. And I think just the strength of each of us is pretty incredible. Yeah. And a lot of tenacity. I mean, all the good stuff. And we just keep going, Why is it important that there are awards shows like the She Rocks Awards? I mean, I mean, first of all, I love watching an awards show. I mean, I'm there for all of them. And I think if people like to see people to get, I guess, I mean, it's exciting, and we really appreciate this award, and we don't take it for granted, because we know where we came from and what our journey was. So, but I think people get a big kick out of seeing people get awards. I don't know what it is. Maybe just like, because it maybe helps them with their dreams. Like, I can do that, like, that kind of thing.
I'd like to add to that too, because one of my big words that I've really been focusing on lately is visibility. And anytime women are lifted up and visible to other younger women, that gives them hope. One of the things about the Go-Go's, there were young girls that weren't maybe showing up at the nightclub where we were playing that night, but they could turn on their television and see us. And that begat the Kathleen Hannas and the Courtney Loves and the Veruca Salts and the Tanya Donnellys, all these women that came about in our wake were young girls that saw us. It was visibility that did it. So any award like She Rocks is just making it visible. People need to see it, they need to see. And also I think it's really important that people see us in our 60s, still being, having an edge, having some life to us, being, doing new things apart and together. I think that's a really strong message. And that's ultimately what we want to do, is put out a message. Maybe we're not making records all the time and touring all the time, but we still have a very relevant, strong message as women.
Well, I'm really excited for you guys. Congratulations. You deserve it. I can't wait.
Thank you, John. Thank you for doing.
Oh, and thank you, She Rocks Awards, for giving us the Icon Award.
Thank you so much for having me. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here tonight.
Cherie, I'm excited too, because, we had a meet and greet like sort of last week, and I really enjoyed talking with you. I just think, first of all, congratulations. It's so nice to be honored, I would imagine. Why is it important for awards like the She Rocks Awards?
Well, this is the greatest award I've ever gotten. And I mean, honestly, about 22 years ago, I thought the Runaways were all but forgotten. I really did not think people even knew who we were, remembered what we did. And, I had the honor of giving Susie Quattro her award last year, who is just an icon. And a wonderful friend. And you know what? I've just never been to an award show that was so well done, so beautifully, articulately attended, and with these amazing women of rock and roll.
What do you think it is about, I mean, the industry is one thing, but you know, so many young women buy records, and you know, whether it's male recordings or female artists, whatever, it's mostly females that are out buying these things. How come there's not so much attention paid to all of the, you know, the amazing things that female musicians have done?
So, I mean, we came in at a time where women really just didn't exist except for Susie Quattro, as far as rock and roll was concerned. Fanny, of course, her sisters and friends. But I've just seen so much progress, honestly, in the last 45 years. It's very hard for me to turn around and say, well, we just haven't made progress, because we have. We really have, John. I mean, we have come so far. And then with She Rocks, you know, that really appreciates women, truly women in rock and roll. I don't know what to say. I mean, it almost feels to me like the women that started this is like the Runaways, because they don't exist.
What you did, do you realize the importance of it?
I do now. I mean, I kind of realize what people have taken from it. Again, I'm not one of those people that turn around and say, wow. I mean, it's, to be honest, I feel so incredibly blessed that I was part of this band, and we were only together for 3 years. And, you know, again, Kim Fowley, great songwriter. There was a lot in our favor, but also we were a blaze that went out very quickly. Yeah. But the fact that we're remembered today just shows, in that little tiny blaze, we really did a lot.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 9th Annual She Rocks Awards. We're at the red carpet, our virtual red carpet, and we're with Cindy Blackman Santana. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is a great honor. I'm really happy.
Tell me, I'm going to ask you a lot of things about your career, but, you know, of course, there's that iconic drum set behind you. I think everyone knows and loves your drumming work. I certainly am always floored. I'll never forget watching you in that Lenny Kravitz video, just killing it with that hair going. Such an image that's burned in my mind. So I'm a huge fan, and I want to congratulate you. Why is it important to have an awards ceremony like the She Rocks Awards?
Well, firstly, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And, you know, it's important to have this kind of award because, you know, we need to recognize and applaud people who are giving to the music from all walks of life. You know, not just the male sector, not just the Caucasian sector, not just the, you know, the liberal sector, just from all walks of life. And I'm just pulling, you know, examples out of the air, but, you know, from all walks of life. And so, you know, it's wonderful that these great women are being, you know, recognized for the music that they're creating, giving, you know, the vibrations that they're putting out. I think it's wonderful.
Well, I really want to get into like, what took you so long? Because I know now you're singing. And you have a new album coming out. And I know that you're a little shy about it, right?
I am. I mean, the album's actually already out. It came out in September, and it's called Give the Drummer Some. And I am singing quite a bit on this record. I love singing. I love singers, you know, and I love melody, you know, as well as rhythm and harmony, but I love melody. So I've always sung in the privacy of my own home, like many people do, you know. When I hear songs that I like, records that I like, you know, my favorite bands, I sing the solos, you know. But it's not really something that I ever wanted to go into in terms of doing it very seriously or doing it a lot. I did a record and some tours tributing the Tony Williams lifetime, and Tony sang a little bit, you know, so I sang a little bit, you know, doing that stuff. And then I sang a song on a record called The Power of Peace, which is a Santana Isley brothers record. And Narda Michael Walden heard that song and he was like, I got to produce you. And Carlos kept saying, oh, you have to sing, you have to do that. And my mom kept saying, Cindy, honey, you should sing. And I was like, oh, Mom, you're so cute. I love you too. You know, that's my mom. I know she loves me, you know. But, you know, when I was hearing it from so many sources and then I was feeling it, you know, I thought this would be a really great thing to try to express another side, not only of myself, but of the music and of delivering messages to people.
During this crazy, crazy year that we have, what did you learn about yourself as an artist? Or as a person?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for that. I learned that I can do more than I thought I could do, you know, because I've had to do more. I had to film video. I had to learn how to, you know, go in and edit sections and say, well, I want this here and that there of the video. And how about let's try this? Of course, we had a great video editor when we did our videos in John Howe, you know, so my work was easy because he's so great. But I had to hone in and do that, you know. I've had to delve into recording my own vocals, you know, and I'm like, okay, I've got to be my own tech, you know, my own roadie, my own tech, you know, I've got to be the singer. Okay, let's figure this out, you know. So I've had to learn how to do that and really delve more into like using Pro Tools, which is something I'm happy to let somebody else do because I love to just focus on playing, you know. But in this period, I've had to delve into that. I even assisted Carlos in recording his guitar, you know, which was another lesson to learn, you know, because he's got such a great sound. So I learned what he likes to do with the mics and where they go. I never paid attention to that really, you know, so now I know how to do that. And so, you know, it's really brought some things out of me and I have more in my vocabulary now as a result of this, you know, there's more into my belt. So it's actually, you know, there's some things and many things that have been very good about this kind of enclosure period that we've had.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 9th Annual She Rocks Awards. And we are here with one of our recipients. It's Sharon Hennessey, who is the co-president of On Stage. Hi, Sharon.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You look gorgeous there and you're nestled into the hearth of your gorgeous fireplace.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me why it's important to have awards ceremonies like the She Rocks Awards.
It's, you know, I've been in the business 35 years and early on, I remember myself navigating an industry with very few women. And today I think She Rocks is entering their 9th year. So congratulations. And to have a platform for women and empower women to have diversity and inclusiveness in the music industry. You know, there's so many different segments of the music industry from live sound to pro audio to accessories. So there's so many different aspects, and I think it's a great platform to have us come together and network, share stories, and I think, you know, you're Bonnie and Laura, you're seeing the shift, so it's very inspiring to see this.
How much of a boys' club is it to break through in the technical world? I mean, has it always? I guess it's always been, but are you seeing more women that are, you know?
So I'm fortunate early on. I grew up in the industry. It's a family business and I grew up early on. And I think I've had fantastic mentors, but it's no doubt that I was early on a female that I didn't see many others, but I kept my head down and I was fortunate to have mentors that really helped me guide the way. But I could see that in many other aspects of the industry, it would be challenging and there's so much creativity and so much talent. So, you know, and especially where the industry is going, I think it's a great opportunity for more women to come in and to have a place where we can network together is definitely an opportunity.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the She Rocks virtual red carpet. And today we have Lyndsey Parker here with us.
Hey. Good to see
Hi,
you.
Lyndsey. Good to see you too. You're looking gorgeous.
Wow, coming from you. You're the expert when it comes to
Shucks,
the
thanks.
makeup and stuff.
Well, I'm in my kitchen. It looks like you're really on a red carpet there.
I did the best to put like the Muppet Show, variety show curtain behind me since I'm co-hosting the pre-show. I wanted it to make it look like I wasn't in my living room. So it's a little bit, school talent show, but in a cute way.
I love a school talent show. So let's talk about, speaking of school talent show, you are hosting like the pre-show this year.
Yeah, I'm hosting the pre-show. The last two She Rocks Awards, which obviously happened in person, happened at the House of Blues in Anaheim during NAMM Week. I co-hosted the show. I co-hosted it last year with Mindy Abair and the year before with Christine Devine. Lzzy Hale is doing the main honors this year. I'm very happy to pass the torch to her because she's awesome and badass, but I'm still involved. I get to do the pre-show. I have a reason to dress up, a reason to put on sequins, a reason to put on all the makeup with the tips you gave me. So thank you for that.
You're looking good.
I'm excited because, it's been, 2020 was such a rough year and so many award shows had to get postponed or go virtual. So I'm really happy that not only is She Rocks going ahead with like this amazing lineup, but that I get to be part of it from home.
Is there anyone that is in the lineup that you're particularly, I mean, of course you mentioned Cherie, but are there people that you're like, I really want to get in there and I want to interview them and I want to have a moment with them or do a book or something or,
Well, I have interviewed the Go-Go's recently when their amazing documentary came out in 2020. It was great. It was kind of one of the pluses of having to do things on Zoom or whatever. Cause I don't know if you know, Belinda Carlisle lives in Thailand.
Yes.
14 hours ahead. And I was interviewing her and Charlotte Caffey on a Zoom at like 9 p.m. Pacific time. And it was great. We were all together. I have interviewed Belinda and Charlotte at that time. I've also interviewed Jane. I've interviewed Kathy Valentine when her book came out this year. So I just got to get Gina, I guess, and I've got everybody, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of being so excited, the Go-Go's, I mean, I don't know how much time you have. I can't tell you how much the Go-Go's meant to me. And I think a lot of women would say this. I know Margaret Cho Margaret Cho is being honored this year. Margaret Cho has talked about how the Go-Go's changed her life. I very specifically remember this as like a lightning bolt moment. Do you remember the Casey Kasem show, America's Top 40?
Absolutely.
I was a little kid. I was on vacation somewhere. I was in some beach house. That's what I remember. And it was Sunday morning and it was a, tradition for me to watch that on Sunday morning. And Casey Kasem was talking about how Beauty and the Beat had just gone to #1. And he made this big point because it was a big deal. And it is a big deal that it was the first album that was completely written by a female band, completely written. They wrote all the songs and played all the instruments to go to #1. I remember thinking, oh, that's really cool. And then I also kind of remember thinking like, it's never happened before. And you know what? It's never happened since.
I'm so excited that Laura Whitmore is here.
Hey, John. I'm excited too.
I'm excited that you're here. This has been really cool. We have all these great people that are turning up and I'm drinking my monster drink.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but it's keeping me alive and awake. I'm very excited about this. We've had some really great people come through. So tell me about, first of all, tell people a little bit more about the She Rocks Awards.
Yeah, so it's our 9th annual She Rocks Awards, as you mentioned, and I'm so excited to be able to do it this year, this crazy year. Our goal has always been to bring this great positive energy into the world, focusing on shining a spotlight on female role models and inspiring people and just having people walk away going, wow, I feel energized. Look at all these amazing women doing amazing things in the industry. And I think that they're going to feel that this year too, even though we can't be together. So that's my goal.
And I think what's so unique about this award show, which I think is great, is it really blankets all facets of the work, because it's not just the musicians that are up front who we love, of course, but it's also like tech people, people that have other causes. What was it that made you say, like, I really want to expand that? Because that's quite unique.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, my background is I come from the musical instrument part of the industry, where I've been for, the 30-something years or so. But I thought, when we started the She Rocks Awards, my goal was to bring women in the industry together and to make, there's so many people doing amazing things behind the scenes that we don't know about. And to me, like, every person is a rock star in what they do. There's there's so many exciting and interesting stories and things to share. And so when we do the She Rocks Awards, I want every person that's being honored to feel as important as, Melissa Etheridge and Gloria Gaynor and who, the Go-Go's. And I think they do. I think it's especially exciting for these behind the scenes women, because a lot of times, like, they've never been given a pat on the back or, been asked to share their story up on a stage. And, it's really, really meaningful to them. So
Absolutely.
I'm getting emotional.
Having this awards show for 9 years, have you seen changes that you feel that you can measure?
I have, and it's like, it's almost unbelievable when I see it. When I think back, like, wow, I do see more women, performing, playing instruments, more female executives in the industry, other organizations calling attention to the great work of women and, and other diverse groups. And I think, I do think that we're definitely more conscious of the inequities in the industry and that there's more dialogue about it. And those are all things that we were hoping would happen, is at least like we're spearheading this conversation and we're bringing people together and keeping a spotlight on it. And I'm not going to say everything's hunky-dory and we're all like good to go, but I do see positive movement. So that's gratifying.
We're with Gwen Bethel Riley. Hi, Gwen.
Hey, oh my gosh, what an exciting night.
Gwen, you are so red carpet ready.
Well, I'm on the red carpet. I mean,
It's
I think
chilly out. I love that you threw a little shawl on.
I know. Well, it is a little chilly out here. I mean, just for LA winter, it's nice to just get the,
You look
have a
amazing.
little special ruffle, but very excited to be here. It's an exciting night.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to be a recipient, is it not? To be a recipient of this award.
I was completely and utterly floored. I've enjoyed the awards from afar, and I just never thought I'd be a recipient or just be there are just so many illustrious women that are getting honored tonight. I'm just honored to be a part of it, and that they even thought of me. So
well, it's a great group to be in, but also being like the VP of music for Peloton Interactive is a big job.
Yeah, running the music department is a big job, and we have a lot of fun just being able to program and find music that our members love and enjoy. And it means I get to work behind the scenes with a lot of amazing people. And it's, it's a culmination of my life's work.
I think it's great. And I also think how wonderful to have, just to show the women who are behind the scenes doing these things. How important is it to you that there are awards ceremonies like this?
Oh, I think it's actually very important. I think for the reasons that you're stating. One, to be able to just shine a light on some of the incredible musicianship. I mean, just in terms of the women who are in front of the camera and are on stage and who have been out there working really hard, as hard, if not harder than the guys, and who just shred up there, just really, being able to share their expertise and inspire other women, who might be ambivalent about coming forward and just, playing in a band. And it also just gives that, it's exciting for me as somebody who works behind the scenes to also make sure that we're pointing a spotlight on people who rock behind the scenes. It takes an army to get the people up there who are actually on stage. It takes an army to produce content, to produce music content, to make sure that it's getting tied to video content. And it's the music that we hear in commercials and in music and on television. And music's always telling its own story and helping to elevate whatever story we're trying to sort of bring out to the masses. So to have an opportunity to identify and celebrate the women who are not only in front of the scene, creating the scene, but behind the scenes is just really exciting, and that's what the She Rocks Awards does. So it's really, really positive, and I love all of it. I love the vibe.
We're on the red carpet for the She Rocks Awards 9th annual, and we're with Star Perotti, who's one of our recipients this evening. Hello, Star.
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm good. I see that you are comfortable at home with a little guest on the ground there behind you.
Yes, you can see he's had a hard day.
Well, what a beautiful setup you have. So congratulations on your award.
Thank you so much. It is, I am over the moon about it. And it's just, a huge honor to be among everybody and to be recognized. And, it's just such a great group of people. I'm really excited.
I'm excited for you. I think there's going to be a lot of fun to look forward to tonight for sure.
Me too. I can't wait.
And tell me about your involvement with the She Rocks Awards. How long have you been working with the team?
Well, I think I attended the very first She Rocks Awards. How many years ago is it? Like maybe 9 years ago or something?
Yep.
I don't even know.
Number 9, so yep.
But I've known Laura for a really long time. And, I just love the work that they do. And so, that's been my involvement with them.
Yeah.
And this past year, as president of the Alliance for Women Film Composers, we had a chance to do some collaborations on some events, which was really cool too.
And tell me about why, just your feelings about why an award like the She Rocks Awards is important.
You mean why it existing is important?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you asked that because I feel like there's just this group of women that has been lifting other women up, for a long time. Many women in the industry have been very invisible. And I just think that this is an incredible way to recognize women in all different mediums and fields, not just performers, but people behind the scenes and just, it's just, that's why I think it's important. It's just a wonderful way to recognize women's achievements.
We're on the virtual red carpet with one of our award recipients tonight, Anne Mincieli, who won the Mad Skills Award. Hi, Anne.
How's it going?
It's going good. And I understand, I mean, you've won 2 Grammys, but Mad Skills sounds way cooler. What does it mean to you to win something like this from, in particular, an award ceremony that's dedicated to women in the industry?
It means so much, it means so much to be recognized, by the She Rocks, folks, and to really, that people have these kind of platforms to show the next generation that you can do this stuff. There's no limits to what you can do in the industry, which has been always very male dominated. And we've made such progress in the past 2.5 years to 3 years even.
How was it that you got in there and you decided, you know what, I'm in here, I need to do this for others as well?
Yeah, so, after the Grammy Awards in 2018, we, let's work, right? Like, instead of just talking about how there's such a gap in the industry, let's create something that can be very powerful. So 4 of us, myself, Alicia Keys, Jody Gerson, who's the head of Universal Music Publishing Group, and Sam Kirby, who's a very big talent agent. And at the time she was with William Morris. We just all got together. We've been working together for many years. We call ourselves Sisters in Music. So we were like, we have the power to really create something, and let's do the work first, right? Let's not do the promoting of something. Let's do the work. And 2.5 years later, we have incredible donations and people that want to be part of the initiatives, to chapters and pillars from the UK to New York to LA to the Latin community that's embraced us. And we have 3 incredible initiatives that are the pillars of our organization, which is mentorship, which is a database which any female could go in and enter. If you have credits and you want to be part of a database, and if you're looking for a photographer or a tour lighting person or an engineer or a producer, you could be part of the database. So there's mentorship, which is like, we did our first online virtual mentorship this past year, which was incredibly successful. And then there is the songwriting camps and the database. So those are the 3 pillars. many people have partnered with us with the songwriting camps. It's been incredible, you know, from American Express to Billboard. So, you know, the goal is just to, you know, when we started this, most of the girls coming up in the industry were like, we just need the connections. We just need to network. And that's how we started this. And so many people hopped on board, and we're very
amazing.
proud.
It's amazing to have it be a safe place that, you know, women can find a connection with someone and do the work that they want to do and that they can do. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the She Rocks virtual red carpet. And we're here with Kim Warnick.
Hello.
Hi, Kim. How's it going?
It's going really well. It's nice to be here. How are you?
It's great. Look, you got all dressed up and you had somewhere to go.
Yeah, all the way to my computer desk. It was really exciting.
Exactly. Well, but how does it feel? Talk to me about, like, well, first of all, talk to me about your involvement or any past involvement with the She Rocks Awards. Were you aware of, and, you know, how did you get involved with the She Rocks Awards?
Yeah, so it's fairly new to me. I knew of the She Rocks Awards, but what I sort of work on in the industry is activism. I do a lot of work around women's rights and girls' rights and around sexual violence prevention in the music industry. And so
Yes.
know a lot about women in the industry and a big fan of the work of She Rocks Awards, but it's definitely new for me to be on this side of it.
Can you tell us a little bit about counting all crows. Tell us a little bit more about Calling All Crows and what initially is helping, you know, the music industry change.
Yeah, so Calling All Crows was founded about 13 years ago now, and we do a bunch of things. So we do a lot of work for women and girls outside the music industry. We're working with musicians who want to use their platform to make change in the community, and really love doing that work. So we partner with other nonprofits and help people, whether it's fundraise or raise awareness or do service, whatever it is, really integrating that in to their music and their into their work. But this work that we're doing around sexual violence prevention in the music industry, we've been doing for about 3 years now. And that started because we were seeing it right at home. You know, we were seeing this violence being done and looking around for resources, and there really just wasn't anyone tackling this head on. So I have a background in sexual violence prevention and response and have been in the industry. So we sort of combined that to start working with venues and festivals and artists and really everyone who puts together these incredible events to think about how we can make them safer. And for the most part, it's been really positive feedback. You know, people don't want to create trauma or violence for people in their gatherings. It's really upsetting to learn that someone was hurt at a show you helped put together. And so the chance to be proactive and to create a safer environment, a lot of people are jumping at that chance.
What does it do to your spirit to receive an honor from, you know, the She Rocks Awards, which I think obviously is a female and is such a female empowering movement? Tell me about your feelings about it.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing. I think I'm definitely a behind the scenes person and feel very comfortable behind the scenes. But it feels like, okay, this really is important and valued, and that definitely with the work we do, sometimes we're seen as like, you know, those people ruining the fun. and I think to remember that, like, no, we're trying to make it more fun and to make this industry stronger, and to see that recognition feels really powerful to know, you know, okay, this is not seen as outside of the industry, but actually part of it, to be part of an award ceremony that's not about activism, but that's about music, and to have a place in that feels really amazing.
Well, it was great having you here tonight. Enjoy the rest of the festivities.
Thank you. And it was so great to meet you and talk with you.